Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And for tomorrow, I'm going to put my entire net worth and buy GBTC at current levels. Of course, hopefully you know that's a joke. This is the trust for Bitcoin. You can see this thing was trading at $200 a week ago and is traded at almost at $600. Obviously a frothy market going on there. Not doing any trade in this. Want to keep an eye on it. Today, good trade today, bad trade today. So good trade today, Best Buy. Best Buy, this is one where I love these higher short interest stocks. Best Buy does actually trade some decent volume as well, but those high short interest stocks are great because they can have these unexpected type of pops, which are fantastic. And so for Best Buy, this is one where we've had this pop, and I think we can get to like 63 bucks. So we got a little bit more room on the upside there, which is fantastic. And then the other one here we're looking at was Netflix, and today it had a greater than expected move. The irony of this one, or the irony of it, is that I am typically a fairly aggressive trader. I err on the side of being aggressive to kind of counteract. I mean, I know it's the longer a lot of option traders have been trading, the more conservative they like to get, because they just, it's always about the not wanting to risk a lot, because if you're wrong in an options trade, right, it can hurt. And so with Netflix, I didn't want to risk a lot on this, and so I didn't do directional options because I thought, oh, this stock's not going to go up very much. So ironically, it has 2 times expected move today. All I did was put credit spreads. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to make the cash, but on something like this, that had I bought calls, had I been pursued my normal, more aggressive tendencies, this trade would have worked out a lot better. And that being said, you've got to obviously watch out on the downside as well, because there are times when pursuing a trade aggressively doesn't work. Case in point is Buffalo Wild Wings, which was my nemesis this week. So Buffalo Wild Wings here to the down. This is one where got short here. We're loving it, loving it, loving it. Then boom, and one day we come up, get stopped out. I then reverse, get long, and then it comes up and stops me out. So this was definitely a whipsaw. This is definitely something that can happen with thin stocks. Not something that's fun, kind of the price of admission for trading these thinner stocks. But on the other hand, a lot of the money that's been made this year has also been made on thin stocks. So I chalk it up to Buffalo Wild. If the score here, the score here when trading, I always look at it like this. So if we look at my account balance for the year, $643,000, and then I come over here and look at my P&L for the year. Oh my gosh, if I can move my screen around. Up $601,000. So obviously it's had a really good run in the markets, but there's not every stock is going to you're essentially dance with every stock is not going to work out, right? So if I look at for the year, most of my dances with Tesla have been good. Most of my dances with Google have been good. Most of my dances with Chipotle's have been good. With Alibaba, good. Nvidia, good. Snapchat's been amazing. Restoration Hardware. And if you notice, these are all thin stocks, right, with not a lot of volume, but they've all done very, very well. And so the idea with this is that not every trade is going to work. But if overall, the trade setups that you're in typically win 75 to 80% of the time, it can turn out being a lot of money. But you've got to be comfortable with the 20 to 25% of the time that something doesn't work. And what saves you on the trades that don't work is position size, position size, position size. Okay? So speaking of Tesla, which was the #1 stock on there, and by the way, that obviously wasn't one trade. That's a culmination of all my trades in Tesla this year. I like it here. You got an RAF buy. I like the idea that we could come up and at least test the tree line at 321, and that'll be a trade I'll be looking at for tomorrow. All right? So speaking of, we've got a lot of questions, especially right now, about things like RAF buys without squeezes and voodoo lines, and then, of course, RAF buys with squeezes and voodoo lines, and then my favorite, Well, I'll show you some more, but I'm getting a lot of questions about that because it's been just the setups that come up like this have been very, very clean this year. And we're going to do a free webinar about this. It's going to be, go to simplertrading.com/triple. And if you look at this, this will be on Wednesday, May 31st, okay, at 7 o'clock Central. And all you got to do is just claim your spot right there. And we're going to be talking about how to predict reversals and retracements with confidence. So this is something where it's just, again, the combination of like squeezes, the voodoo lines, and RAF buys, and when you get the right combination, okay, when you get the right combination, they've been working really well. And I've been teaching my son this as well, and I'll show you a trade he did the other day. So this is a screenshot, and it's a 5-minute chart. My son's 11, and this is what I told him. I said, look, when you see the red dots, all right, if price is what you want to look for in this case, you know, if price is, essentially it's like uptrend or downtrend. I got to make that simpler for him. But when this is happening, then wait for like an RAF buy. Okay, and in this case, that was an RAF buy with a squeeze. And then when you buy the stock, and I don't want to teach him options yet, I mean, he's 11, then just put a $1 price target on it. So he did that, made $100. He also did it on Amazon, made $100. And so for him, it's been working pretty steady. And obviously, this works on any time frame and anything like that. So it's been very, very simple. The key is just understanding what setup you're looking for and to wait for it and then how to trade it. So that's what it is. Anyway, it'll be fun. You guys have a good one. And again, the link will be there. But if you don't have it, wow, that's a mess. It's simplertrading.com/triple. All right. Hope to see you there.